A couple came to consult me that day. They said the wife wanted to buy a $500,000 property in Kuala Lumpur. They only had $250,000 in cash. If they paid a 30% down payment, they would feel extremely anxious. On top of that, the wife is now pregnant and the baby is about to be born. Together, the couple earns an average monthly income of only $5,000. So they asked me what they should do. In fact, I want to share something with everyone. I think the question this couple raised is worth discussing, because this is exactly the awkward situation many people find themselves in. When you buy a house, are you basically putting all your savings into it? First, you must think about two questions. First, in this lifetime, have you ever thought about whether you might need $150,000 in cash one day? Second, can you use this $250,000 to find a better quality asset that can turn into $400,000, $750,000, or $1 million? If you do not know how to make money work for you and you put all your money into a house, then buying that house may not be a smart financial decision. In fact, what I want to tell many people is this: the most awkward thing in life is that you know how much money you have, but you have no idea how to make your money generate more money, because this $250,000 was earned through your hard work, both mentally and physically. To put it bluntly, this money is your life, but in the end, you are using your life to exchange for a depreciating asset. So I want to ask you, will you need money when you have a child? The answer is renting a house to welcome your child is the most cost-effective choice. Investing in your child is the right thing to do. Your child may become your leverage in the future. What if your child gets into Harvard one day, right? A house is that once you buy it, it becomes very difficult to sell. You must be very clear about this. Many people do not have this kind of awareness. Let me ask you, if you buy a $500,000 house now, will there be someone willing to take it over from you? What about the monthly maintenance costs? What about the renovation costs after you move in? At this point, some people will say, but a house has residential value. My answer is very simple. You can solve the need for a place to live by renting as well. My main point now is this: once you put $500,000 into a house, it may no longer be able to turn into $750,000 or $1 million. The property market has already reached its limit. To put it bluntly, houses are no longer easy to speculate on. Nobody dares to take over anymore. These days, if a developer can successfully sell a house, they are already grateful enough. Houses have become consumer goods, not productive assets. Then the problem comes: your living costs are right in front of you. In other words, once you pay $150,000 as the down payment, you are left with only $100,000 in liquid cash. Don't you still have to repay the housing loan every month? Together, the two of you earn $5,000 a month. That mortgage will become a very heavy burden. Now, if you have another child, there will be baby expenses, daily necessities, milk powder, and later on, education costs. Can you really handle it? In other words, the two of you may have no life left in the future. What does no life mean? It means no more dreams, no more freedom, no more distance to explore. Originally, as a couple, you could travel once a year, right? But because you bought a house, you no longer dare to travel. Because you bought a house, you no longer dare to resign. Because you bought a house, you no longer dare to seize better opportunity. Because you bought a house, you have lost your freedom of choice in life. Wouldn't that be an extremely miserable way to live? By the time you finish repaying the mortgage after 30 years, your best years may already be behind you. The world is so big and life is so wonderful. You should go out, walk around and see more of it. As for your child's education expenses, because you only have $100,000 in cash left, you may not be able to compete with others. In other words, if the two of you choose to rent instead, then when you have your child, at least your cash flow will still be very healthy. If you also understand how to make money work for you, for example, placing $250,000 into assets that generate a 6% to 10% return can produce an additional $250,000 in passive income every year. That is not difficult at all. You can use that money to educate your child well, raise your child well, and give your child a strong foundation. In terms of education, you would already be ahead of 90% of people, because many people think the same way as you. They also go and buy houses. If a good business opportunity requires 125,000 but they only have 100,000 in liquid cash, would they dare to seize that opportunity? They would not, but you can, and that is how you win. So my personal advice is do not buy the house. I know saying this will offend many people, but this is a consumption trap. Cash is your life, cash is your freedom of choice. If you buy the house now, will you still have time to travel later? Will you still be able to upgrade yourself? What if both of you want to learn a new skill or invest in yourselves? Will you still have the money? You will become extremely anxious. Your children are born after 2020. In the future, houses may become as common as everyday goods. There will be houses everywhere. Next, Elon Musk's SpaceX is expected to go public. SpaceX has already launched 12,000 internet satellites into space. What does this mean? It means that even if you are deep in the mountains or deep in Africa, you can still have internet access. Telecommunication companies in Malaysia may be forced to become much cheaper. Internet will become extremely fast. The future trend is working from home. You can rent many luxury homes as your workspace for people like us doing content creation and entrepreneurship. 5-star hotels, villas and yachts can all become our office. As long as there is internet, as long as there is 5G, we can work from anywhere. We only need a place to meet clients, so it is no longer really about owning a house. The traditional function of a home is no longer the same. The greatest function of a home is harmony between husband and wife and happiness within the family. Children should not be forced into endless competition just because of grades. This is the trend of the future. So as the core coordinator of the family, as a mother, you must understand where the future is heading. You and your husband do not need to put yourselves under massive pressure just to buy a house to the point where your relationship breaks down. Just rent. When you have more liquid cash, you will have more choices in the future.